D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I'm coming at you with this video because I did not realize the other day that Doom Patrol had dropped 2 episodes. And my buddy Barry over at Hypersonic Positronic let me know on Twitter that the premiere had 2 episodes. And I really don't like when they do this, but I was off my game. As I explained in my last breakdown, that I just had a lot of stuff to do this week, you know, with my kids and my family and stuff. So stuff just got away from me. So you know how it is. So anyways, you know how life is and everything. So I'm going to go through this second episode. I'm not going to take too much of your time. I didn't write down what people said, so I'm going to paraphrase and stuff. But overall, this was a pretty good episode. Again, I really don't feel like the werebutts are really, we're paying too much attention to the werebutts. I just don't get that whole process and why we keep coming back to these creatures. Like, I don't know if you like them. I don't mind them, but I just don't get the whole us going back to them. I don't see why. Like, that's my whole thing. Okay, I'm going to break this sucker down now, but before I do, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we always get shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, so now that I got that out of the way, let's go through this episode and break it down. So it starts out in 2016, and a lot of this takes place in the past. Not a lot of it, I shouldn't have said that, but some of it does, and especially when it comes to the werebutts. So we get this whole situation where it's like this little room or whatnot, and we see all these little mannequins, and it's playing some kind of song. I don't know the name of the song. It was lovely, though. I did like it. Anyways, now I'm not going to lie. The whole time I'm like, what's going on here? What is this all about? We're getting this guy. He's getting all suited up and everything to go into this little room. And so he goes in here. And at first I was wondering what it was, but then I was like, oh, whatever. So he's going in and he's cleaning up. He's getting all these little dummies. He's cleaning up and everything. And then he notices this right here. He's like, ah, crap and everything. So he turns on the thing and he tries to get out and they get him. Now, at first I was like, I wonder what it was. And I thought maybe it wouldn't be the werebutts, but it ends up being the werebutts. Anyways, so then we get a meeting at the Doom Patrol mansion. And Rita comes in and she's got she's got a plan to change the future. So she's like, we're going to change things up a little bit with our actions. Like, she's like, for instance, I'm wearing flats. And her approach is kind of dumb. Like, just because you change little things about yourself doesn't mean that it's going to be changing the future, but it's fine. It's fine. I like Rita a lot. She's my favorite character on this show. Yeah, I love April Bowlby. She's great. I think that's her name. It's April something. And they think that they should change up leadership. And I'm all like, oh, you motherfuckers. You know, Rita, you guys have got win after win after win on Rita's watch, and you don't give her respect. And then you're like, well, we need to change up leadership because, you didn't do your thing. And I'm all like, obviously in the future. And I'm all like, what? How do you know that? You don't know. You didn't ask anybody there, and they didn't tell you and everything. And it was just, this is probably how it went down. But anyways, they're going to save the day. There's not going to be an apocalypse. So then she explains why everybody else is not set for the job, that she's really the only person. And then they're all like, well, we were thinking somebody else. And they were thinking, I'm going to fast forward, Madame Rouge. Because they're like, well, we don't know where you are in the future. And she's all like, oh, okay, and everything. So then they explain stuff to her, and she's like, well, we need to kill Darren. What's his face? And if you remember, he worked for the Normalcy Agency in season 1, and then he became a zombie because he became a werebutt. He became a werebutt, and then he became a zombie. And we find him in this later on in this episode. But she's like, all right, you just need to kill Warren, what's his face? And she's all like, but why don't we take a break? And they're like, what, you want us to get a nap? And she's all like, yeah, take 5. So they all leave to take 5. She's like, Robotman, Cliff, me and you are going to go on a mission to kill Warren ourselves. And she's like, you are a zombie killing machine, because they can't bite through his armor thing. She's like, so you're the perfect candidate. So we're going to go kill him, and everybody else is going to stay behind. He's like, yeah, let's do this. So then we go back to 2017, and they bring in this doctor. I do not remember her name. Doesn't even matter. And they bring her in, and they are checking her out and everything. And she comes into the room, and she sees the werebutts, and they are going mental. They are like, straight up crazy. And she's like, oh my God, they're beautiful. And he's like, we need a way to control them. Look how excited she is. She's like, we need a way to control them, to get them to do what we want them to do. And she just loves them. She's like, this is great. So then Cliff is doing some reconnaissance, and this was his friend from before, and he's like, we're gonna meet up and everything, or you want to meet up and everything, Friday. He's gonna text him back, but then he gets a ping, and there's in transport this thing, and this is the last werebutt, apparently. And he's like, gotcha. So then here, he's talking to the little baby spirit inside him. He's like, what did he say to you that you don't want to join back with me? What's going on here? What did he tell you? And this thing won't tell him, and it's kind of annoying. So then Rita comes in, and she's like, how could you stab me in the back, Judas? And he's like, come on. Then she's all like puzzle pieces. So she takes out the puzzle pieces, she's dumping them out and everything, and she's looking at them. And she's like, there's no edge pieces, there's no corner pieces. And she gets frustrated, and she kicks them. Hold on. She kicks them, which I'm all like, well, you kicked him. Now you got to find all the pieces now, Jane. It's fine, which is fine. I get it. So then he's packing up, because he's going to go pretend to be a Bureau of Normalcy agent. And he's going to go get what we will find out is the Bud Hunter, which is such a craziness. It's funny. I like it, though. And he's like, you want to come on the mission kind of thing? And she's like, sure. So, but I'll tell you later. So they go on the mission. These two are headed out on the mission. He finds a car on the side of the road, and he talks about how his dad and him used to build old cars, and that was like the one thing he was good at and everything. And so then while they're talking, they see, hold on, I can't remember what she says here. I know it was probably deep and stuff, but I didn't write it down. I didn't have time. I need to get this episode out, because I didn't want next week me have to do 2. I just don't have the time for that on Thursdays. Thursdays are a very busy day for me. I don't know why. Anyways, so then Warren goes by on his little tractor, and he's singing, like zombie singing. It was pretty funny. I didn't laugh out loud, but I was like, that's funny. So then we go back to 2017, where she has trained them to sing and dance, and they're doing a musical. And they're singing that the very first girl that you ever, she's my shapoopy, the girl that's hard to. And this general is eating a burger while he's watching this. I didn't understand what this general guy was saying. I don't know if you guys did. I didn't turn on the closed captions, which I probably should have, but I was like, what is he saying? I was like, I don't like this little general dude. I really don't like this whole werebutt thing going on, but it's fine. So she's explaining how she's trained them, and these two were twins, conjoined twins, and that's why they have that scar. And she's all like, basically, like, they're just like a new species. And he's knocking on the window, and they make him mad. That makes him mad. And he's like, don't make them mad. Don't make them mad and everything. So they leave, and she tells him, like, you did a good job. We are going to weaponize them and everything. She's like, but this is a whole nother species. And she's like, she's basically like, listen, we're going to do whatever we want with them. Thank you for your service. So then back at the thing, he's trying to find, what is the little electric baby? I can't remember his name, but it's in the electricity. So she's all like, why don't you just turn off the power and everything? And I can't remember exactly what they talk about either. It was probably really deep, but I just don't remember. But he's basically saying, like, hey, get over it. We needed to do the new leadership. That's just how it is, kind of thing. Let's go through this. And these two are sitting here talking, and she's all like, I wish you would have told me we were pretending to be agents of the Bureau. I wouldn't have worn this. Look at my t-shirt and everything. He's like, I told him we were undercover. And so they're sitting here waiting, and he tells her that Kay, the little girl, had him record a video of her. And she's like, what? And everything. And she will watch it later, which we'll talk about when we get to it. And then I can't remember what else they talk about. I really can't. Sorry, guys. I'm not. I think he says he'll step up and be the leader if they need him to be. So then they're on their farm and they come across Warren. He's like, it's good to see you again, Cliff. And he's like, I've been waiting for this day. As a God-fearing man, I didn't want to eat people's fresh brains. So I just turned to farming. And he's like, I do really good with these tomatoes. And he's like, but I've come, he's like, I'm here now. Kill me. And he's like, what? I can't kill you if you're willing. And he's all like, so she then yanks off his helmet. Now, what she did when they had the helmets, she sprayed them with, cologne so he wouldn't smell their brains. And so by her taking off the helmet, zombie Warren can smell his brains. And he's like, brains, because he didn't want to kill him when he was willing to die. But now that he's attacking him, he's like, all right, I'm gonna take you down. And he crushes his head. And she's remembering her job when she was with the Dada. Her job was to figure out if someone with special abilities was a weapon or not. And she knows that Cliff is a weapon. She's like, Cliff, it's done. And he's all like, good kind of thing. I'm not quite sure. But and then so she goes and the butt hunter shows up and he's all like, tell us what's going down. And he's all like, there are a bunch of werebutts. I killed some of them. Other people killed some of them, but there's only one left and it's in my truck. And he's like, are you sure this is only one left? And he's like, who's the butt hunter here? And I'm all like, that's a weird thing, but whatever. So they take the butt and they're going. And while they're doing that, the actual agents show up. And so she's all like, Flip, the transporter personality, get us out of here. So they go away. So in 2019, she's sitting here, and this is from season 1. You can see in the background here, she's eating her lunch with her headphones on, but in the background, the werebutts are escaping. And if you remember, they escaped in when the Doom Patrol were in the Bureau of Normalcy. They escaped because they released them. And they get out and everything, and and she's not paying attention, but she goes in. He's like, why are you still here? You need to get out before the exterminators come in. She hears a little noise, and she goes in here, and she opens this up, and there's a butt. I can't remember what his name is. But then we go back to present day, and she's sitting here, and I can't remember what they talk about either, but he couldn't find electric baby. And they tell him how they've saved the future because they killed Warren, and they're like, good for you and everything. But then they bring in the frozen butt, and they're all like, well, we found the frozen butt, the last frozen werebutt. And they're like, Cliff, will you kill it? And he's like, and he sees it. And then he's like, we went through, and he talks to his hand because he's like, we went through a lot today. I just need a minute before I kill this frozen werebutt. And she hears him, and she understands what's going on because she put a lot of people through crap when she was designating them as weapons. And then we go over, he is at his computer, and he sees the text. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. I just had it. Hold on, we'll just get it like this. Hold on. So he pulls it out. Beep, boop, beep, boop. And then he texts. Oh, excuse me. Grossness. It says, my weekend just opened up. So she's watching the video, and it's Kay, the little girl. She's like, she's like, they all feel like they have to do something, but really they don't. I don't really need them to do anything more. And he's like, what about Jane? And she's like, Jane is here to protect me, but I don't think that she needs to do that anymore. And she's like, if the underground's not for us to protect you, what is it for? And she's like, Jane will put the puzzle pieces together. She'll figure it out. So we come back to present day, and she comes into her apartment, and the song from the beginning is playing, and she's singing along with it. And she pours the cereal in this big ace bowl, and then she serves it to that butt. And the butt is singing to her while she's doing it, while he's eating this cereal. And I'm assuming that because he's got the little scar, that the frozen one is his other one. And then that's where the episode ends. And like I said before, this was a good episode. It was just, I don't understand like keeping the butts, the werebutts in this. I just don't I don't know. We keep going back to those every season at some point in time for some reason. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm really interested in that anymore. But at the same time, I don't hate it because the show, I really do like the show. I think it's fun. I have a good time watching it. I know it's very niche for some people, for most people, but again, it's super fun and I personally enjoy it. That is my breakdown. Sorry, you guys, I've kind of rushed this a little bit, but like I said before, it's just, I didn't see this on the docket and I just got way too much stuff going down in my life. So tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Who's your favorite Doom Patrol character? Mine personally is Rita Farr. Love Rita. Can't get enough of her. And tell me what you guys think about this season so far. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next Doom Patrol breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Bye.